What's up guys, Black Scout Survival, and today we're going to be going over how to build a personal survival kit. And I want to say that a personal survival kit is different from a basic survival kit, something like the back home system we talked about, you know, blaze and burn, all-weather blanket, cordage, knife, headlamp, orienteering tools, metal canteen, and emergency signal. Those items are your main survival kit, and you're going to have them layer on your person. Now your personal survival kit, how I view it, is something like a SEER kit, you know, something that I've lost all my other gear and this is all I have. Or the biggest thing that I find it as is a redundancy to my primary kit. Be it the items are small, they will be redundant in things that I already carry in case, like, you know, I got everything else but I may lose my fire making equipment, and that way inside my personal survival kit I have some small items to make fire. And that's a good way of looking at it, because to depend on such a small kit like this, your skill set is going to have to be very strong. I'm not saying it's impossible, but your skill set is going to be strong. You're going to be very miserable. Survival is going to be miserable anyway, so just go ahead and face that. But let's go ahead and talk about some elements of the kit here, of building one. And a small tin like this was really created, I guess, by John Lofty Wiseman, and he is a former British SAS. You should know who he is. He's one of the main, like, forefathers of survival in military terms, or survival, escape, and evasion terms. And, you know, in his book, he talks about this, and in his schools, he teaches these type of kits being, you know, a small escape and evasion type kit. And, you know, you can use in any kind of tin container. You can, you know, use an Altoids tin or style like this. You can use, you know, a small OtterBox. You can use a lot of different things, you know, but I like the tin because it can be used to make char cloth if need be. So in the kit, you're going to need items to help you with fire, food, water, and shelter. Now, a lot of people include first aid items in here, things like Band-Aids and stuff like that. Me personally, I don't really believe in that, because anything I need a Band-Aid for, I truly don't need a Band-Aid. You know what I mean? I guess tough guy complex. I don't know. But, you know, this is for a 72-hour scenario. Anything beyond that, you know, doomsday apocalypse, you want Band-Aids, you know, because minors can turn into majors and make you very ill. But, you know, in a 72-hour scenario, you got a small cut on your finger, who really cares? Put some duct tape over it. So, and a Band-Aid is not going to stop any severe bleeding. So, signaling, obviously, you know, you can put things in there like whistles. You can put small lights like this. This is also a convenience item. You know, it can help you see at night, but you can also use it for a signal. You know, various forms of tools, something like this folding razor saw we sell in our store has a saw blade and a razor knife there, so you can clean out fish, you can notch out trap triggers and stuff like this. It also has measurement tools at the bottom, and it's brightly colored, so in case you drop it on the forest floor, you can easily find it. And that's going to be important for these small tools, because you'll lose them very easily. Then, you know, you could put something in here like this Gerber dime, small multi-tool, if you make it fit. Things like sewing kits are good. You know, a needle can be magnetized, like we have a video on showing how to use it to make a compass with, or, you know, trying to keep the integrity of your gear, because your clothing is your first line of defense against shelter, and you want to make sure it stays intact. Things like cordage, and I like this Kevlar cordage because it's small and it can be used to make traps or whatnot. It can also be used to escape and evade, build shelters, but for size is very strong. Along with signaling, you know, you can put a small signaling mirror in there, something good to have. You know, to catch game, food, things like snare wire or fishing kits, you know, put some small hooks and weights and flies in there. And then, you know, your snare wire to make snares. For water purification, you may want to put some tablets in there, and I like these individually sealed tablets because they stay more effective longer. And then you could put something like this, you know, baggie in there to, this is one of those Whirl packs that can put a liter of water in and purify water in this bag and carry it in that bag. Along with illumination, you can put these small chem lights in there. Let's talk about fire making. You could put a small Bic in there. You know, I'm a big fan of Bic lighters. You could put, you know, matches in there, but the problem with matches is that you only get a few in a tin this size, you know, but 72-hour scenario, it should suffice. I would put, you know, wind waterproof matches if possible. Then you can put, you know, something like the Spark-Lite, which is a one-handed fire starting tool in case you're injured and you only have mobility of one hand, and striking a match using two hands or whatnot may be difficult. Then tinder quick tabs, you know, a tinder that can light readily even when wet. Then in there, you see I got a small button compass. That way you can have a sense of navigation wherever you're going. You're not walking around in circles. Something like this wire saw is small, and if you only have like a blade like this, you'll want something, you know, a little more substantial to cut down limbs and stuff like that to make shelters with, and this will definitely do the job. You know, just understand that it is delicate and it can break. Safety pins are always good. They can be used to repair your clothing, dig out splinters, or use as fish hooks, improvised fish hooks. And then, you know, just waterproof paper and something like a pencil. You know, a pencil can be sharpened with your razor knife there or whatnot, and you can draw sketch maps to know where you're going as you go along, or write things you may, you know, forget or don't want to forget. Fresnel lens, it uses the sun, so it's a renewable resource. You know, you can always start a fire with this as long as you have good dry tinder. And then, you know, I got threw this in there, how to tie a few knots, you know, just in case. Survival situation, if you hadn't been through a real rigorous survival course, then if you have, you'll understand that you will become forgetful and tired, drained, no food and stuff like that, or little food. You're going to be drained, you're going to be forgetful, and having things like this is going to remind you. And a lot of people say, you know, put pictures of someone like your family member or something like that inside your tin, because it will help you, give you the motivation, or have a note that your wife or child has written to you and put in your tin. That way it gives you motivation to keep going, and they teach that in SEER school. You know, have something to actually strive for, and that's a true statement. So hopefully, you know, these elements helps you develop your personal survival kit, and understand again that this is more of a redundancy kit, or all else fails, this is the last thing you have. But don't, you know, not have the basic survival kit like the Back Home system and only have this, okay? But check out BlackScoutSurvival.com for more tips and tutorials. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe, and as always, thanks for watching.